Welcome, everyone. We officially welcome you to today's Eat Well meeting. This is the beginning of our June series, which we're focusing on men's health. June is Men's Health Awareness Month. So we have all this month, we're going to be focusing on different aspects of men's health. So as we get started, just know that your microphone may be muted, but if you like to speak at any time, feel free to unmute yourself and say what you have to say. We're going to go ahead and officially begin. So just up front, I'll let you know the meetings are the last 3 Thursdays of every month. So we'll be back again next Thursday and the following Thursday as well. Same time, same place. And just in case anyone doesn't know, Dale Kane, she's on the call today. She's our founder and executive director, and also the program director for this particular program of advocates, the ABSOL Delicious Eat Well for Better Health. So just a little bit of information about Advocates for Community Wellness. So we're a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 that was founded in 2003. We are a faith-based, non-denominational, holistic health promotion and nutrition educational. We consider ourselves a ministry without walls. So we bring wellness programs to you where you live, work, learn, shop, play, and worship. And our focus is on educating and promoting health, nutrition, healthy cooking classes, wellness programs, and teaching the relationship between diet, health, and chronic diseases. So that's our main focus. Now, for this particular program, ABSOL Delicious Eat Well for Better Health, our specific mission is improving eating habits for a healthier lifestyle and increasing longevity and quality of life. So we have 3 particular goals for this program, and one is to increase consumption of vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. The second goal is to encourage a more nutrient-rich diet plan for better health and to reduce risk factors of chronic diseases and illnesses. And then the third goal is to obtain a healthier weight through consumption of plant-based nutrition. So those are the goals and the mission of ABSOL Delicious Eat Well for Better Health. Now, as a faith-based organization, we do like to start off our meetings with a biblical reference. And the one for today comes from Psalm 51:10, and this is from the ESV version. It says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." So we like to apply these scriptures to every aspect of our lives, including our health and our bodies. Just to formally introduce myself, I am Sharia Moore Houston. I'm today's moderator. My role with Advocates is Community Engagement Coordinator. I have 20 years of experience in the nonprofit sector, done some of everything I like to say. I've worked with special and annual events, fundraising, graphic design, self-taught in graphic design, volunteer coordination, human resources, and office management. So formerly I was a development manager and then office administrator. Those were my main roles. I have a master's in nonprofit administration from North Park University and 3 relevant certificates. So as we move forward and really get started, I want to give you a quick disclaimer, a waiver and consent. First, the information that we present in this program is intended for educational purposes only. So it's not intended to replace the advice of your medical doctor or other healthcare professional with whom you consult. Our instructors are advising us according to the credentials and their training in this class. So one of the things you want to keep in mind is that if you choose to go ahead and cook some of the recipes that we shared today, you may want to modify these recipes as needed per your own health conditions. So for example, look out for any ingredients that may contain certain allergens, for example. So pay attention to that. And then just so you know, all of our Zoom sessions are recorded. So you do have the discretion to turn your video or audio on or off at your discretion, okay? So our topic and learning objectives for this series, we're focusing on heart health, brain health, and cancer. So we'll be looking at a couple of different things moving forward. Today's recipe is going to be a pan-seared salmon with lemon, garlic, and herbs. And then we have a side of quinoa pilaf and then wilted kale. So I'm going to introduce our various speakers and presenters today. We're hoping to be joined by Dr. Asar Hapi for our heart and cardiovascular health presentation. Otherwise, we also have Chefs William London and Chef Karen Crawford Moore available. They're going to be doing the 2 different meals that we mentioned, the salmon and then the quinoa and kale sides. And then Shirley Mims is going to lead our mealtime discussion. She's going to discuss various specific ingredients that directly impact heart health and cardiovascular and even high blood pressure. So just so you all know, he may be joining us next week. We'll see, but just an FYI, Dr. Hoppy is with a New Horizon Health, specializing in alternative medicine and naturopathy, master yogi, and have been in practice for 51 years. So we look forward to seeing him at another time. In the meantime, we're going to have Chef Karen introduce herself, as well as later on, before the next presentation, Shirley will introduce herself as well. But Chef Karen, if you would like to introduce yourself and also our guest chef as well.
Yes, that's right. We have a special guest chef for Men's Month. So good morning, everyone. I am Chef Karen Crawford Moore, and it's a pleasure to be with you again this week. I have been in various facets of food service for over 20 years, including restaurants, catering, teaching, and now I have my own personal chef service where I do in-home meal prep, as well as bringing the restaurant experience into people's homes and spaces. So that's a little bit about me, and I want to introduce Chef London, who knows more, probably has forgotten more than I know all in my entirety. He was trained in the military, in the Marines. He has worked on cruise ships, he's worked in hotels, and he has taught a lot of our young people. So that's just a fraction of what he has done, because if I told you everything he's done, we would, use up the entire time. So he's gonna come before you in a minute. I am gonna start with one of my dishes, which is the quinoa, and because it takes a little bit of time to simmer, and then I'm gonna toss it to my friend, Chef London, and then I'm gonna come back into kale. So this is quinoa. And this is, I'm using a tricolor. This is a tricolor quinoa. And it is, somebody was asking me the other day, so is it rice? Is it? No, it's its own grain. There are other grains other than rice. Quinoa is one of them. And if you are looking to adopt a plant-based diet, this is probably a great thing to incorporate, because it is a very, the most complete protein you can possibly get from a grain. So that's that. And then here I have diced minced green onion and garlic. And then I have fresh basil that's been chiffonaded, and then I have fresh parsley. So I like to sweat my aromatics, my onion and my garlic a little bit before I get started, before I go, cook the rest of it. So here, can you see over here? So I'm going to just heat a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so I got my onion and garlic pretty much where I want it. So I'm adding my quinoa. I'm just going to give that just a little bit of a stir, just to mix it with onion and garlic. So I have my vegetable stock that I have heated up already, so that'll speed things up a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my quinoa. Bring that to a boil. It's boiling right now. So that was huge. Thank you, Chef London, for that tip. So, right, so this is gonna just simmer. So a lot like rice. 1 part quinoa, 2 parts liquid or stock. And bring it to a boil. The heat. It takes maybe just a little bit longer than rice. Well, brown rice is probably close to the same. So I'm just gonna cover this. So, and let it, in fact, I'll move it to the back so it's out of chef's way. So that is gonna be simmering while we're doing the rest of our food items. So Chef London, come on up, and he is going to prepare the salmon, and he's going to talk about some health tips and all of that good stuff. So take it away.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chef London, and we're going to be doing some exciting cooking classes, but more than just a cooking class, we want all of our audience to go away with a wow factor, something I didn't know about food. So we're going to keep it exciting and we're going to keep it moving. So today we're doing a pan-seared salmon. And can everybody get a good look at that? Okay. And so here's the million-dollar question about salmon. People always ask, Chef, should I cook it with the skin on or should I cook it with the skin off? Should I buy it with the skin on or should I buy it with the skin off? So what I would say is, you know, people think that the skin is so horrible, but it's really not. It's a very nutritional part of the salmon. So I would always recommend to purchase with the skin on. Because most times, in most grocery stores you go to, when they cut the salmon, they put the skin down. So when you pick it up, you really can't see it because it's on the bottom. So one with the skin on is perfectly fine. So we're gonna pan sear in olive oil. So we're gonna light our olive oil. Get it going here. So normally what I do is a little olive oil just to coat the bottom of it. And I let this go for about 5 minutes. So while the oil is heating up, I want to switch over to nutritional facts right quick. So here's a bag of barbecue potato chips. And we all love barbecue potato chips. But what I want our audience to know and learn and take away is how to start reading your nutritional facts. Very important, because all of the stores are kind of like almost tricking you with nutritional facts. So this is a bag of barbecue potato chips. So if you look at the calorie and the sodium, you know, it says 300 milligrams, but that's 300 milligrams per portion. Keyword, per portion. So if you look on the bottom of the bag, it has 3 portions. So now that 400 or 500 milligrams, you have to multiply times 3. So now it goes from 500 to 1500. And a portion, don't laugh when I tell you this, is 12 potato chips. Who do you know that opens up a bag of barbecue potato chips and only eat 12? Nobody. So our oil is hot and ready to go. So we want to always go skin side up. So we can season it very lightly with a little salt and pepper. Very lightly. And because this salmon is so small ounces. Those are 3-ounce portions. I'm gonna cook very quickly. So some food that's really good for lowering your blood pressure. Raw garlic is really good. Beets, salmon, kale. Kale is a superfood. Quinoa is a superfood. What I mean when I say a superfood, it has 25 different nutrients. So we got our salmon cooked on one side. Now we're going to top it with the rest of our ingredients. We have minced garlic, little parsley, little basil, and lemon zest. So let's talk about, we're going to talk about lemon zest for 1 second. With the lemon and the lime and even the orange, there's 3 different layers. You have the pulp in the middle. You have the zest on the outside. And in between the zest and the pulp, there's a layer called the pectin. That's the oil. And that oil can only be extracted if you use a zester. So here's our pan with our garnish. Our salmon is ready to be removed. And then the cooking time on this was very short, maybe 6, maybe 7 minutes. But look how beautiful that is.
So I have a question, Chef.
Yeah.
How do you know that your salmon is done? What are your signs of doneness?
The sign of doneness is the touch. The firm touch. Another sign is the color. So the salmon completely changed colors.
So it's almost a little more opaque, lighter in color.
Yes. And then you see it's very flaky. See the flakiness there. And then with the pans here, it's going to have a nice caramelized brown color. I hope everybody can get a picture. That is your pans yourself.
Maybe bring it over here because I'm not seeing the other perspective, so everyone can really appreciate. Bring it in, bring it in. Let's get a close up. I think that's gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I'm going to check. So I just want you to see how it's starting to pop open. It's like they say it curls when it starts to cook. So almost like I think liken it to popcorn. It's almost like it bursts inside out and it cooks. And we have just a little more time for that. So while that's continuing to cook, I'm going to switch to move on to the kale. So as Chef London said, kale is a superfood, right? I remember there was a season maybe 5, 8 years ago. I mean, it was like on everybody's tongue. Kale, just, put some kale in it and it's all good. So, so this is one bunch of kale that's been chopped and washed. And then I have fresh garlic. We all know the benefits of garlic. It's good for controlling your cholesterol, your high blood pressure, circulation, and probably a half dozen other things. So, and then here again, I have some finely chopped green onion. And then here I have my spices. So I have chili powder, I have thyme leaves, and I have cayenne pepper. And then I also have some liquid smoke. So most of you remember back in the day when we cooked our greens, we used some pork products. We might have used ham hocks or sweet meat or bacon. And all of those items have been smoked. So it gave the food, the greens, that smokiness. So this is a way to add that smoky flavor without adding, you know, the fat from the pork. So there you are. So I'm going to my middle flame here, I'm going to use my pan and heat just a little bit of oil, about 2 teaspoons. While we're waiting, does anybody have any questions for myself or Chef One? Okay, well, feel free to chime in if you have any questions. I don't want it super hot because I will. So much like what I did with quinoa, what we call sweating. I'm not trying to get any color on it.
So Chef, what does the word sweating mean exactly?
So it's cooking, you're cooking it, but you're not caramelizing it, or you're not putting any color on it. So you want it to be, you want your vegetables to be like translucent. Did I get it right? Did I pass the practice? A+. All right, so I got that right one. So, and I know this looks like a lot. Well, people that aren't accustomed to cooking greens think, wow, that's a lot of greens, but it really cooks down quite a bit. And even if I had a pan half the size, I could still get it in because I would put half in, let that cook down, and then add the rest. So, so you don't have necessarily have a huge pan to do this. So I'm just going to add my my spices, my cayenne. Love my cayenne. Like a little heat. My chili and my thyme. I'm a big fan of spices. They're free. You know, it's like free flavor. There's no fat. There's no sodium. As long as you're using spices, not the spice blends, garlic powder instead of garlic salt, onion powder instead of onion salt. And if you're buying a blend, then you should read your label to check for the sodium level. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this vegetable stuff. Let's speed things up a little. Let's go back to our quinoa. How it's doing. So I think we're there now. What do you think, Chef?
Perfecto.
So you see how it's fluffed up here? As opposed to, this is how it looked raw. So now I'm gonna fold in my fresh parsley. And you could have put it, I could have put this in during the cooking process, but I wanted to have more of an upfront flavor. I really want to taste those fresh herbs. So that's why I'm doing it that way. So back to kale. And this is, I would say 95% there. Right now. This is kale. I think this is. So I'm gonna plate, and I hate plating after Chef London because he plates 10 times better than I do. But here, I just got a little bit of inspiration. So I'm gonna use this as like a little mold. And then here's our freshly wilted kale. I know there's some people in my life who would say, there's no way you could cook greens in that short amount of time, but really, it really is done. So,
Karen, can you bring the plate
and we're
back
retaining
in?
more of the nutrients.
And there you go. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chef Karen, and thank you, Chef William.
Can we see
Okay.
those two together? All righty.
Great meal.
Mhm. Now that is what we call a complete meal, a protein, a grain, and a vegetable. That is
ma'am.
called a healthy meal. 3 food groups. All righty, thank you.
Chef Karen, what kind of kale did you use?
What kind of kale?
Was it a Tuscan kale
This
or?
standard garden variety kale. Kale, right? Yeah, the curly one, I guess. Yeah. I don't have the banding anymore. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, there's one. It almost looks like elephant ears, you know, They
The
they
dinosaur
sound-
Talking
tail.
about, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the dinosaur tail.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, right. It's got that bumpy surface.
Long
Yeah,
leaf.
this is the more common kale, not the dinosaur kale. But I like dinosaur kale too.
So actually, there's 7 different types of kale. They even have a Chinese kale.
Mm.
So there's 7 different types of kale, and one is a Chinese kale, and you can Google that and find out where to buy it and things like that. But it's a total of 7 different types of kale, like greens, mustard, collard, so forth, so on.
Thank you for adding that knowledge.
I didn't know that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know there were 7. I've seen about 3 varieties, but that's good to know. I'll look for it.
Thanks again, Chef Karen and Chef London, Chef
you.
William London.
My pleasure.
Those look very tasty and healthy. As you all know, you should have received in your email a copy of the ingredients and directions for all of the items all of the things that were cooked today. You also have the nutritional facts included as well that has been requested. So that's now included in the ingredients and directions that are sent out to your email. So right now I'm just going through and showing you, just giving you a visual of that, but it is in your email. You're going to get that for each of these sessions that we have. So now we're going to introduce, Shirley Mims is going to come on and introduce herself and give us some information on various ingredients that were looked at today, and just talk about how it connects to our health and in what ways do certain ingredients help us in terms of different health conditions. So Shirley.
Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that you can hear me. All right, so it's mealtime discussion. So the chefs have prepared a tasty meal. And as your host of Mealtime Discussion, I will highlight 3 ingredients that were used in today's recipe and the health benefits of each. Okay, so these are the 3 that I'm going to be talking about: the salmon fish, nutritional yeast, and olive oil. All right, so let's get started. Let's kick it off with the first runner-up on the table is the salmon fish. Now that looked really tasty. And I don't eat too much salmon, but I know that it's good for you. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about it briefly. I'm not going to highlight everything. So salmon fish is one of the fatty fish that offers loads of health benefits. It is rich in protein, omega-3, omega-6, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals. The high protein food is also rich in antioxidants, and you need to add it to your diet, and it can help you meet your daily intake of essential vitamins and minerals. The nutritionist supermarkets offer a great taste along with versatile health benefits. In fact, consuming the fish like salmon reduces the mortality rate for heart disease, and salmon fish benefits your hair and your skin. All right, so it's also good for cardiovascular health. Eating salmon is good for that. It helps you to maintain your blood pressure levels, reduce inflammation of the arteries, and lower cholesterol. Potassium can also prevent excess fluid retention. A review suggests that consuming this fish may have a positive effect on reducing the risk of cardio diseases. It also helps you to maintain body weight. So the fat content of salmon is that it doesn't add any pounds. So that's good to know. And this is the only fish that may help you lose weight and thus prevent obesity. This protein-rich food improves and satisfies and controls your weight by regulating the hormones responsible for your appetite. So adding salmon to your diet is especially beneficial as you can meet various vitamins and mineral deficiencies with it. All right, a couple more things that it helps. Improves your brain health as well, which we're going to talk about in our next series. It fights inflammation, lowers the blood pressure, and improves the skin. The fatty acids and vitamin A in salmon fish can boost your skin health and make you look radiant. The fish helps prevent damage to cells by free radicals through slowing down aging. I really do need to have some of this. The fatty acids can add moisture, smoothen the skin, and make you look younger. Now you know how this fish and salmon oil benefits your health in different ways. So it's time to make this vitamin B rich food a part of your diet. So here's the 3 things to take away. Add salmon fish to your diet to enjoy powerful health benefits. Salmon fish is rich in protein and B vitamins. And salmon fish oil benefits your brain, heart, and skin health. All right, coming up the runway, next is olive oil. Now, olive oil is an unexpected joy when something so incredible delicious turns out to be so incredible good for you. And if you haven't learned about olive oil yet, you're about to. Olive oil has been a staple of Mediterranean cultures for thousands of years, dating back to the ancient Greeks and Romans. And it remains the most popular cooking oil in the region to this day. In fact, nutritional experts believe that Mediterranean basil is home to some of the longest living populations, precisely because their tropical daily diet is so abundant in heavy fats from olive oil, nuts, and fatty fish. Okay, so olive oil, it balances your blood sugar and it can help you prevent with diabetes. So that's really good to know. The healthy fats are like a key dietary component for anyone trying to prevent or manage type 2 diabetes. In 2017, a study, people who ate the most olive oil had lower fasting blood sugar and at a 16 reduced risk of developing diabetes. Olive oil, it may also help you lose some weight because olive oil helps keep blood sugar levels stable. It can help curb cravings that might otherwise lead to overeating and weight gain. Another reason to ditch your fat-free salad dressings, I guess. Okay. All right. So while no food is a magic bullet for cancer prevention, olive oil consumption may be one reason cancer rates tends to be lower in Mediterranean countries. Finding from a recent 2020 study suggests that extra virgin olive oil triggers changes in the gut bacteria that are associated with prevention of colorectal cancer, and previous research has shown that women who eat the most olive oil tend to have a lower risk of colon cancer and breast cancer. So that's good to know. And finally, coming up the runway is the nutritional yeast health benefits. When you think of yeast, most people think of what makes bread rise or as an ingredient to brew a beer, but it is neither of those things. Nutritional yeast is made from sugar cane and beet molasses. It is inactive yeast, which means it doesn't grow or cultivate like other yeasts, but it also really tasty, is very tasty with like a nutty, cheesy taste that goes well with many dishes. Used as a powder or in flake form, vegans and vegetarians have been adding this to their food for many years. But it's not just for non-meat eaters. The health benefits of nutritional yeast outweighs any ingredients preferences you may have. It helps with your vitamin B and fiber. Now, fiber works beneficially in your body in many ways. It makes your intestines move faster, and fiber helps to keep you regulated, and it cleans the colon and slows down the rate from sugars that are absorbed into the bloodstream. Commercially, we are told that fiber comes from grains and bread and brown rice and fruits and vegetables, which is true, of course, but nutritional yeast contains 3 grains of fiber per serving, and consider it is added, if you add it to your food, it is an excellent way to up your daily intake while adding flavor to your foods. It also has protein in it, and this one is also good for your skin as well. And folic acid is a type of vitamin B that's in this nutritional yeast, and it is very useful. It helps your body produce and maintain cells. Folic acid can regulate your cholesterol levels, helps to keep a healthy colon, and even reduce the risk of a stroke. All right. So it also does helps with antibacterial. Nutritional yeast is considered the 4th most prescribed herbal additive in Germany, a right behind St. James. This is good news for nutritional yeast lovers. This yeast is excellent. So we need to kind of decide to put this into our diet. And they do have the powder that comes in different forms. And so briefly, I just gave you a brief form of the 3 ingredients that were used today. And I hope if you want to go into detail, you can go in and do your research and let that be put in the form for your specific situation. Everybody is different. So I have done that. And in my closing, I would like to say, let's make the necessary steps to stay healthy so we can continue to enjoy life. Because when you know better, you do better. And I want to say, thinking about, talking about, and worrying about something is not the same as praying about it. Blessings to all. Back to you, Cherie.
Thank you, Shirley, for that information and encouragement at the end. Thank you. Okay, everyone, let's see here. So thank you all for hanging in here with us and learning this information together. I just want to remind you, just give you some information about ABSOL Delicious if this is your first time and you were invited on. We're focusing on preparing healthy and tasty meals and specifically looking at how these things can benefit our health. So understanding the benefits of the different ingredients involved. And we do this monthly, virtual and free, obviously. And so meeting the last 3 Thursdays of every month. So once again, we'll be back, like I said earlier, next Thursday and the following Thursday as well. So June 23rd to June 30th, same time, same place, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I also just want to give you all a bit of information on some of our other programs. We have Along the Journey Breast Cancer Survivorship Support Program, as well as the Well Woman Wellness Promotion Program, which we're launching that one as well. And so if you want more information about these programs, you can go to the website. And then also we're going to be releasing some more details on the Well Woman program as well. Along the Journey is for specific neighborhoods in Chicago, so Inglewood, Auburn, Gresham, and the Roseland area. So we can give you some more information about that if you're interested. And really thank you all for joining us today. We want you to stay connected with us. We have our phone numbers listed here, 708-300-9072. We also have our email info@a4cw.org. If ever you wanted more information about programs, events, other educational details regarding overall health, especially taking a natural approach, there's lots of information on our website, which is a4cw.org. But you can also follow us on social media. We do invite you to engage with us there, to connect and engage with us. We have a Facebook page, Advocates for Community Wellness. We also have a group on Facebook, which was formerly Eat Well Cooking Club for Better Health. It's still under that name. But you can also follow us on Instagram @Advocates for Community Wellness. So we look forward to connecting with you all in that way as well. We do post educational content and updates on our social media pages as well. So we do like to stick around for an after talk. That's usually just 15 minutes or less, just in case you have additional questions or comments about today's recipes and the information we learned about some of the ingredients, or just about the organization in general. But as we are leaving out, we do want to end with a prayer. And we'd like to pull a scripture from the Bible, looking at Numbers 6, 24 through 26. So Numbers chapter 6, verses 24 through 26. And I'll read this from the NIV, which says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace." And so we want you to take that prayer with you as you go throughout the remainder of the week and the weekend, the time ahead, and keep that in mind and apply it to every aspect of your life, including your health, your physical, mental, emotional health, just to remember that the Lord's face shines upon you and his grace is with you as well. Okay, so once again, thank you all for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed this content, you enjoyed the meals, and that you'll actually try the recipes which are sent to you. And we want to see you back next week. Lots of good educational content. And so there's so much information about the chronic illnesses in general. And then the, like I said, different ways that we can use our diet to address our various issues, health issues. So we're looking forward to seeing you all for the rest of this month on additional health topics regarding men's health.